Alrighty, pitter patters, it's been a while. But welcome to Double Club Diesel, and you can see I got that Brockway in the back there, and I got another one right here. I bought this a while ago, but my buddy Bruce is in the back of the dump truck there, washing it out. We drove this from where I had it delivered, which was like a couple miles away. It was an awesome ride. I'll put in some clips. But it's a dump truck, and she's greasy. She's got a lot of moss on it, so we're gonna wash it up. Bruce is washing out the back. Hi, Bruce. And it started for you guys, but I pulled the alternator out of it a while ago, and we drove it here with no alternator, and now the batteries are dead. I also had the hazards on, which only one lamp worked, but it actually killed the batteries. So we're gonna pressure wash it. I'll get these batteries boiling, and then we'll do a walk around, and I'll also show you a little bit updates on my 358 truck I did. I guess I'll do that right now. I put fenders on. A sweet bracketry I welded up. This is a stock tank from Tractor Supply. I had to massage it a little bit to get them to work, but I like it. It looks really good. I also, it's a little grimy now, but I polished the sleeper up. Super shiny now. And done a whole bunch of stuff to it. Wife got me a nice shift boat up there she made, and all that stuff. So this truck is coming along slowly but surely, and drive it to work a couple times a week. But yeah, I think it looks awesome now. Yeah, we'll get after washing this truck, and good new first video for a long time of me not posting, huh? Okay, pitter patters, what you guys just saw was a little bit of pressure washing action I did a couple days ago, but then I had some camera malfunctions. Not really. The battery fell out, and then I got doing some other projects. So this is the truck all washed up. It looks way better than not with all that moss. But what we got going on tonight is when I may have illegally driven this to my house, or I may have had it trailered. I'm winking because I drove it here. Yep, it was pretty sketchy, especially because the main problem with this truck is, don't mind the shovel, this rear cross member is gone. And so when I was driving, I was going to put a cross member in it where it was sitting, but all my tools are here at my house, so my welder, my torches and stuff. So I just said, you know what? F it. Then we're going to drive it home. But when I was driving it, I kept getting caught in between gears on the auxiliary shifter, which is right there. So what I'm working on right now before it starts to rain is getting that auxiliary shifter off. If I was a betting man, I did vacuum this out, but it's still pretty gross. If I was a betting man, the cog that's at the end of the shifter here is worn right out. And it'll need either built up or already broke that one loose. No, I'm not that strong. The seat in this truck is the same seat as in my other Brockway, but it does not compress as much, so my fat butt is stuck underneath the steering wheel. Ready? Oh, that one was tight. I already got the pins out for the shift linkages, so we're going to take these bolts out. There's 3 of them. And then tomorrow we'll investigate it. So I gotta go play Legos with my buddy, my son. I told him I was gonna play Legos tonight. And we're gonna build an Optimus Prime. So that's always fun. But before we do that, he was helping me. Actually, he was shooting a squirt gun at me while I was taking this apart. Oh, this tight. Okay. I also don't know the shift pattern of this truck, which is bothersome because I have an idea just from when I was driving it, but I know it's a 5 and a 4. But as far as where the gears go, I don't know. You know? So we're gonna get this pulled out real quick, and this is my main box here, and that seems to be shift fine. But all I can see on what's left of the shift pattern and is that this transmission I think is double overdrive. This is 2 transmissions actually. And what I think is going on, the only gear I saw was that you can see on the shift pattern, which I'll show you in a minute, was all you can see is overdrive. And I had it in that gear, but I was pretty sure I was in 3rd gear on this stick, and I was in overdrive and directly below it on this other stick. I was doing about 35 miles an hour, but I could pretty much start out in the gear. Here we go. There it is. Okay. I'll get it out. Jeepers. Criminies. Whatever that means. Oh, It's a sealed box. My other transmission, this was not a sealed box, and you could see everything down here. So I guess what I'll do tomorrow, I'll pull this cap off, but I'm figuring there's at the end of this, anyways, at the end of this there's a cog, and it gets caught in between gears, and then it's really hard to shift stuff. But I'll show you the shift pattern real quick, and my gaping floor hole, which surprisingly, even though this truck was originally a plow truck, from what I understand, in New York, look at it, it's pretty nice in here. And then it was sold to somebody not too far from here, and then that guy sold it to somebody that was very far from here, and then it came back. But that's my shift. This is my shift patterns. I don't know, up there you can see, maybe you can't, it says overdrive, but there's a hole, that's where it went. The two linkages and the pins and stuff, and all these bolts surprisingly came out. That's what I was saying. All them bolts surprisingly came out without any black lubricant or anything. And earlier, while wife and I were cooking some burgers, I cleaned off my engine plate, and it is actually a 230 Cummins, and it runs awesome, an NH230. If anybody out there that has ever worked on these back in the day when they were on the road, I actually might have a turbo kit for a 250 Cummins, which I'm pretty sure will work on this. I'm getting ahead of myself. Technically, I bought this truck. I got my wife to let me buy this truck because I told her I was going to sell it. But then I drove it clapped out. Or I didn't drive it. I hauled it. I'm winking. Back to my house. And I fell in love with driving it. So I'm hoping nobody buys it so I can keep it. I can be like, oh, nobody wants my truck for $80,000, which I have it listed for, which is crazy because I think I know what I have, you know what I mean? No. But anyways, yeah, the truck's pretty cool. It's got new leaf springs on the front. Actually, their tags are still on it. And from the owner I bought it from, a brand new pump, which I hope I didn't smoke while I was driving it over here, because I actually think there's no oil in the tank. Well, there it is. It's a long nose. It's pretty sweet. It's got a dumper on it. It's starting to sprinkle, and we'll pull that splitter apart tomorrow, or that splitter in modern day, but the shifter tomorrow, and see if we can't weld up that cog. That little, it's like a half moon on each side. I'll show you tomorrow. But anyways, alrighty, pitter patters, we are in the shed. I don't have a garage anymore, which, whatever. So we got the old shop in a small area type of deal. But I pulled apart this is the shifter. This obviously is my shifter stick. Bolts on top of here, and you have these two little two rods. Don't mind in the background, we got some guys chipping up some fallen trees in the neighbor's yard. Anywho, this is what we got. This piece here runs through that little Allen, that hole, runs all the way down. You can see it in the middle. It sits all the way in the bottom. And this was all bent. You can see where it's been hitting. You can see where it's been hitting there. And what's happened is this was bent, and then I got this little, see that little bevel? And it would get jammed up. I was thinking for my last 2-stick transmission I had, this thing, this little cog here on my other one was worn all the way down to a point. I don't see the necessity, I don't know, to weld this up. I don't think I really need to. It's got a very similar shape of like modern Eaton 18 speeds have a very similar thing. And what's happened is, I think because this thing was bent, and this was tapered on both of them, because you got one here and then one there. It was riding up and bent this, which create the shifter to get all jammed up. So I'm gonna weld this and these tapered spots, grind them back flat, and then put it all back together and see how it feels. Besides the fact of very little lubrication in here, and you can see it's pretty crusty, I'll spray that down. But everything else was really dry inside this shifter box. The last one I had was on a, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was an 8016A 4-4 Spicer, and didn't have a box like this. It was an earlier transmission. I think it was a Spicer. I don't remember. But anyways, it had a box like that, or it did not have a box like that. It just had a shifter that went down into no grease and grabbed very similar cogs like this. That's what I was expecting. When I pulled it out, that's not what I saw. But now I see how it works, and we're gonna just make this a little bit tighter, or we're gonna try to. I see some other spots I could weld this up so it doesn't roll over. See how it's flat spotted right there? It's a little shiny. I'm probably gonna throw some weld on there, and then I'll clean it up with the grinder, put it back in, and hopefully that'll help this. Because the reason why I'm doing this on a truck that needs way more work than this is, the biggest thing for me is I like my trucks that I have to shift really good. I don't know, I like messing around with shifters. I don't know, it's the coolest part of the truck in my eyes. And and I wanted, that was an easy thing to do on a rainy day. It's not raining today, but I want to get it done. So that's what we're gonna do, and then that'll be the end of this video. So you guys don't have to watch me for forever. Oh yeah. Anywho. Okay, so I said I wasn't going to weld this one, but after looking, like when I was welding these up, after looking at things, and looking at the wear spots inside of there, I gotta weld this up. It's a little too narrow, and I think what's happening is it's getting stuck in between. See that space right there? I think it's getting stuck right there. So I'm gonna weld this up. I'm probably gonna weld it up pretty thick. I'm not gonna lie, because I only wanted to grab one gear at a time, and what it was doing is trying to grab both, and that's not good. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's throw the shifter back in, huh?
No, I just for buying Brockway. I tried some trust by Brockway.
Okay, well stay around the Brockway, fella.
Okay, stay right here because Mama's leaving, okay? You're in, yeah.
No, I can't find you.
Yeah. Go look for your treasure, okay?
Oh.
Yeah, we'll just stay with that, okay?
I tried to test shift this on the bench. That didn't go very well because my tiny vise sucks. So, I gotta. That ain't going down any further. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's in my tone piece here. Jeepers. The little duck man is looking for treasure. You looking for treasure, buddy? You find it? Well, I don't know. This screams on the old lower sciatica. Whew. Once I get this installed, I'll give you an update. It's a little better. There's a gear. There's a gear. It's kinda. There's a gear. There's a gear. I think there's a lot of slop in the pins, but for the end of today, let's see if this old pig starts up. Two dead batteries and it fires right up. Sounds pretty damn good. For comparison, I'll start the V8 because that does not start good. By the way, check out the new chrome smoke pipe. It started up good now, but if I don't have good batteries on it, it don't like to start. And if it's below 50 degrees. But yeah, there's a lot of Cummins power rumbling here in the driveway. Works a little bit better. And whoa! I've never had them running both together. Oh, I'm happier than a clam in a pile of mud. You get what I'm saying? Let's just step back and listen to it. Well, that's a wrap for this video. Oh, that works. Look at that. That's a wrap for this one. The shifter does work a little bit better, but yeah, we brought the truck home, pressure washed it, and took apart a shifter for very little improvement, but that's okay. Just look at that chrome smoke pipe though. Look at the chrome smoke pipe. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. and pitter patter, get at her.